Welcome, welcome, everybody. This is the CyphaDen Chat. I'm your host, Tayamu Denku, and tonight, very special guest, Bec Rawling Rodriguez in the house. What's going on?
Hi, thank you for having me on.
Of course. I know it's nighttime where I'm at. There's like a 15-hour time difference, so it's like noon time by you. But yes, yeah. So I actually knew already of the time difference because I've worked with a whole bunch of producers that make hip hop beats in Australia. So I'm used to always talking with
Oh,
them.
cool. Well, look at that. You're already,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
yeah, you're used to the time difference and us being ahead of day.
yeah. Um, so before we get into any fight talk, any podcast talk, any documentary talk, I need to know, have you been from Tasmania? Have you ever had an encounter directly with a Tasmanian devil? And do you like the Looney Tunes portrayal of the Tasmanian devil?
I've only ever seen one once, and it was at a zoo, so I don't think it really counts. Um, and yeah, I think the cartoon portrays it pretty well. They're pretty feisty, they're pretty aggressive, so yeah, I don't think it counts because I've seen it at a zoo. It's like you could go to a zoo and see any animal. So I have not seen one in the wild, so that's a bit disappointing.
Because that's the only place they're at, right? Tasmania, that's it. They're not anywhere else, I'm pretty sure, unless.
I guess they're probably in a bunch of zoos, but yeah, they originated here in Tasmania. I'm not sure if they've migrated anywhere. I'm not really sure, actually. It's a good question.
And are you back there now, or do you stay in Brisbane, or are you back in Tasmania? Is that where you're at now?
No, I'm in Brisbane, in Queensland. Yeah, I live here. My family all live in Tasmania though, so I go back to visit every now and then. My kids go there on school holidays, but yeah, I'm based in Brisbane now.
That's cool. I'm curious. So me being in the hip hop world, are you familiar with this beatboxer there named Tom Thumb?
No, I'm not. No.
So I met him way back in the day at this hip hop event called Scribble Jam, and he won the whole. I don't know, actually, I think he got second place, but he came all the way from Brisbane to beatbox
Hmm.
battle at this thing called Scribble Jam, and I saw him do a TED talk, TED talk. Saw him do a
Yeah,
TED
TED
talk
Talk.
and beatbox on there. So I was just curious if you had known.
Okay. No, it's a clever name, but no, I haven't heard of him. I'm not really in like the hip hop scene here. Although I do have a really close friend that she a bunch of her songs are on my documentary, and another one of my friends is on my documentary too, and they're both hip hop artists and R&B artists. So but yeah, I'm not really in the know in the scene. I'm not even in the scene for fighting here in Australia. I keep in my own little bubble.
Hey,
I'm pretty bad with all that.
it's okay. It's okay. I actually I wish I could be more. I mean, I'm pretty much in my own little thing, but in the music world, you can't really do that, or nobody cares about who you are at
Yeah,
all. You know what I'm saying?
that,
Um, so
yeah.
you having two of your friends on your documentary led me into a question I was going to ask you. I was going to ask how much creative
Mhm.
control you had um on the Fight to Live documentary. Because I watched it,
I
and it
had a bit obviously with the music.
okay.
Sorry, what was that? It cut out.
Yeah, I was just wondering how much creative control you had because I watched the documentary, is what I was saying. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
you
cool. I had like I had a bit with the music because our budget was quite low as well. So, and a lot of the budget goes on music, and I didn't have any idea how much people pay like certain music and stuff on their docos. And so when the producer came to me with, like, oh, do you have any artists that you'd like to showcase on the documentary? And that way we can obviously use their music, get their name out there, and we can save money on having to pay for like these big artists. And I was like, I'm so glad you asked because I've got two friends that are amazing. Um, and especially Katie, her music is like it just speaks to me. So her song is on the like the outro of the documentary, and I really love that song. So and then my other friend Ursa 13, he goes by another name now, but all of his tracks are like playing along like in all of my like the action um scenes and like me hitting the bag and in the gym and stuff because his is more like upbeat kind of hip hop. So yeah, it kind of worked out well that I've got two friends that are very talented and so they could help me save money on the doco.
Yeah.
And use homegrown talent. I think it's really important because it's an Australian made documentary and I was really hopeful that the producer would let me insert some homegrown talent and get some showcase their skills as well as mine, obviously. So yeah, it kind of worked out well.
Yeah. So it debuted in Australia and New Zealand, and then it made its way to the UK, and now
Mm-hmm.
it's on it's on Apple TV now too, like everywhere, or is it still only streaming there?
Yeah, it should be on Apple TV and Amazon Prime. I'm pretty sure in America.
Yeah.
And it's on Netflix in Australia. It's only on Netflix in Australia. That was the only place that we had to deal with Netflix. So yeah, I think it's on Apple TV and Amazon Prime in the US, in Canada. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was very inspiring. And
Thank
yeah, to hear your whole story. Obviously people should definitely go check that out. I think a lot of people need to hear that. Especially because there is there's been a problem with stuff like
you.
that where people don't it gets left on deaf ears, or people don't see stuff or don't say stuff, and I definitely think more of that needs to happen now, so situations like your personal experience doesn't happen to more people. So and I'm also
Mhm.
a father of two daughters, um and yeah, so yeah, I definitely think kids should see it. Everyone should see it. I think it's great,
Yeah.
and yeah, all that. Um, so yes, as far as fighting goes, well, actually, before we get into that, um, you had mentioned your two friends that make music. You put them on the documentary for the music background. So, what is your playlist then for Bec Rollins Rodriguez workout routine?
Oh, it really depends what kind of mood I'm in. Right now, I'm into like, I think it's considered bluegrass. I never listened to like anything like that growing up. I was really big into hip hop. But recently, I don't know, I've just like been getting into this. The main band I listen to is called the Red Clay Strays. They're from Alabama.
Okay.
And I love them. I just love the because it's like a band and they have like the guitar and the piano and the drummer. He just cracks me up. So I've been getting into them a lot. But yeah, it really just depends what kind of mood I'm in. I have like an old school hip hop playlist that I listen to, and it's like Tupac, Ice Cube, all of Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, all the old school '90s hip hop, which I love. And I've walked out to a few Tupac songs as well. In the UFC, I did. So they're kind of like my go-to. And sometimes I put on like these. It's called deep tribal beats, and it's just beats. There's
Hmm.
no vocals. And it's kind of like a trance music for me, and I just kind of get into a flow state and can train and zone out, quiet that noise in my brain. So it really depends what kind of mood I'm in.
I feel that. I mean, I've recently I just go on this playlist of break beats just randomly. So it's just like instrumentation, you know what I'm saying? So like I get it. I totally get it. Um the cool thing about um you liking old school hip hop is I have tons of music with old school legends. Like I've been doing hip hop music for like 30 years. So like when you had mentioned like Snoop or you know, stuff like that. Like I actually have a song with Snoop. Like we did a song. Um I got songs with Onyx, like a lot of the old school legendary dudes. Like I've been doing music for a long time. So
Yeah, cool.
yeah, so if you ever need I'm not doing the shameless promotion. I'm just saying I do music. If you dig it, you never know, you know what I'm saying. Um
Yeah.
but yes, so uh let's talk bare knuckle. Before we take it even back to MMA talk, but let's talk bare knuckle because I'm more uh into the bare knuckle scene. Like once it came out, it was exciting, it's dope. So like I paid attention to that. You know, you had the crazy championship run from the go. You know what I'm saying? Like 3-0, like title shit. Like dope. Definitely dope. My question is this after your last uh well, I was told you're currently looking for your next opponent. I don't know if you have that yet, but I'm curious because after your last fight with Britain Hart, you guys are 1-1. But it sounds like you're like, nah, I don't care about doing a you know, a rubber match for that. Like to see who's
Yeah, I have zero care for that girl. Uh,
okay.
yeah. So if she wants to catch these hands in the street, she can, but I have zero interest in fighting. If you can call that a fight, our last fight, her running and getting gifted a decision. I just, I don't need a fight with her. She's dropped down to a different weight division as well, so which was probably smarter on her move because she wasn't really that big for our weight division. But I don't have any nice words to say about that girl, and I'm sure she doesn't have anything nice to say about me. So we'll leave it at that.
Hey, I feel it. I feel it. So then I guess my question is I don't even know if she's still in bare knuckle, but would you ever be interested in having that bare knuckle rematch of, even though it's completely different fight styles, of you and Paige?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I've been asking for that rematch for a long time. I know obviously it's a different fight, different sport, but I think it would be a great fight and I would love that rematch. I'd love to fight her again, and stylistically it's a great fight and I obviously think I would beat her ass, but she's really tough. She brings the fight. She never runs away. She's not a pussy. So I think it would make for a fun fight. So yeah, I'm definitely keen to fight her. I'm not sure if she's still signed to BKFC. So I don't know if there's anything, if it's even feasible. I haven't turned down a fight yet. In my whole career, I haven't turned down a fight, so I will fight anyone. So as long as they keep me active, I haven't been very active this year, and I'm not very happy about that. But they're promising to keep me more active next year. So hopefully, one of those fights could be against Paige. That would make my year. So we'll see what happens. But hopefully, I'll have some fight news for everyone soon. I'm just waiting for, I have the date and the location and the opponent. I'm just waiting for the okay to be able to announce it.
Yeah.
And just have to sit on that information until they say, yep, go ahead and start promoting it. So it kind of sucks not having all this, you having the fight news and not being able to talk about it really sucks.
I feel you. It's probably this like yeah, it's probably the same thing with like having a finished album, right? Like the album's
Yeah.
done, I can't announce the release date, I can't give you the title, I can't give you the
Yeah.
artwork. Like, yeah, I understand. I get it entirely. But I definitely look forward to I don't know what happened there. Crazy. I definitely look forward to hearing and seeing that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've been pretty into the bare knuckle scene and paying attention to that. So yeah, and I definitely think that would be an awesome fight if that happened. You and Paige, that would be super dope. But
Yeah.
yes,
I think it is stylistic a good fight.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, so there's also one other fight that I was curious if you would go back. Like, are you fully invested in bare knuckle now, or do you have any interest in going back to MMA?
I guess everything has a price tag.
Hey,
um, if they were offering enough money for me to go back to MMA, I would. But currently, like I make more money in BKFC than I have ever in the UFC and in Bellator and that. So and it's a lot nicer on the body. I think it's harder on my brain because I take more. You get more concussions, I guess, from boxing, especially sparring and things like that. But
mm,
my body is a lot healthier. My joints love me. My back and my neck like me a lot more than when I was doing jujitsu. But I really do miss the sport. I love it. I do have a passion for the sport, but it would have to cost a bit to get me back there. So yeah, if the price tag was right, I'd definitely cross back over. But I think for the time being, I'm happy just doing bare knuckle, and I would like to transition to boxing as well. I really enjoy
mm.
boxing, so I wouldn't be as shy to put the gloves on, especially in kind of the how boxing for women is going right now. It's just going up, and women are finally getting paid what they deserve. So I would like to cross over to boxing as well and try dip my toes in there as well. I just saw Molly McCann crossed over. She was from the UFC, and she just had
Mm.
a day or kind of a debut on a big show over there, and she smashed it. So yeah, I'm very jealous that she's had that opportunity. I'd like that one too.
I feel it. I feel it. Speaking of boxing, real quick. So do you pay attention then to all of boxing itself, or mostly just women's division, or do you pay attention to all?
Look, I try to stay up to date. I'm kind of still new to the sport, so if it's like up and comers, I probably wouldn't know about it. But obviously the fight that just happened on the weekend with Canelo and Crawford was amazing.
Yeah, I
I'm a
was gonna
bit
ask
bummed.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a bit bummed that Canelo lost. Um, I really wanted him to win, but Crawford just put on a masterclass. It's like was just steps ahead. It was beautiful to watch. So it was a
I,
great fight.
yeah, see, and my thing is, I like both of them. So for me to pick was kind of crazy, and I was just kind of like, who do I think? I don't know. So I kind of just went with Crawford on that one because I've seen him in some of his matches, but I'm also a Canelo fan. Like I loved Canelo, like the whole,
Yeah.
like his career was amazing too. So it's like whoever won, I was kind of just like both of them are dope. That's kind of where I was.
Yeah, we were going to put money on Crawford because we saw a post that someone asked I don't know, whatever, ChatGPT or whatever, who I said, like, no. We'll put money on him, and I'm freaking bothered that we can't on the like I wanted Canelo to win. Someone was saying I should put money on Crawford. So it was a hard one, but I didn't put money on anyone. So I didn't lose money, but I didn't win any money.
Well, there you go. It's okay then. But Chat GBT was on it. They were like, yeah, this is. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Lesson learned. I might listen to that robot next time.
Well, next time you should ask them if they think that there will ever be a chance of Bec Rollins to go back and actually have the fight with Joanna Caldwood that you were supposed to do two different times.
I know. Uh, is she still fighting in the UFC? I haven't really been following any of that. So is she fighting still? Like,
You know what? I think it's been a while actually. So
ah,
she might not be under contract no more. To be honest,
yeah,
she might
maybe we
not
could
even be.
fight in bare knuckle. Everyone just come to bare knuckle.
It's definitely entertaining. I love it. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Um, so talking MMA for a second, what was your experience? Um, what or was there a difference? What was your experience between the two main MMA uh fight brands that you were part of, UFC and Bellator? What was there like a major difference
Hmm.
between fighting for both of them?
I think with Bellator, they're more personable. They're kind of like a smaller company. Well, when I was with them, and they were just a little bit friendlier, I guess. They made you feel like it was more like a family. Whereas the UFC is very corporate, very we're just like a cog in the big machine, and they don't really give a fuck about you. So
Mm.
I felt like I was more appreciated in Bellator than I was in the UFC. And I think, yeah, they treat their fighters a little bit nicer, I guess, and a little bit more personable. Um, Treat you like a human being, not like a piece of meat. That's probably the easiest way to explain it.
It's probably even worse now. Now that they have the, the ESPN thing, and like now that they're even bigger, it's probably, I mean, the
Mm.
money's probably better, but it's probably even worse how they treat people now. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it's better. I have no idea. But I do know we did have a crazy podcast episode where we talked to your fellow Australian Mark Hunt, and he is
Oh, yeah.
completely anti UFC all day. But we heard his story, and
Yeah.
I totally get it, and I understand the whole reasoning behind it. He's just trying to get a fair fight for all fighters. So, yeah, I understand that entirely. But yeah, we had him on the show one time. It was super cool dude. But yeah, um, well, back to UFC. Do you have a story, maybe a behind the scenes story that's funny or something that stood out to you during the Ultimate Fighter, uh, the house, all that? You have something that stands out?
Yeah. There's a few funny stories, but I guess what came to mind is whenever like the microphones, I don't know what they call it, the microphones with the big fluffy ends on them and they've got them on the sticks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whenever one of those microphones would come near Nate Diaz, he would just hit it. He would just shadow box it and get the fuck out of here. And the production were like, Nate, you got to stop fucking hitting my microphone. And that was probably the highlight of what just watching Nate fuck with the production was great. It was great entertainment. Between that and trying to decipher half the time what he was trying to say to you because he's got such a thick accent and mumbles a lot. So he was great entertainment. Yeah, him and Gilbert and Jake were our main coaches, and they were just so much fun. They made the whole experience really fun and relaxed. It wasn't like as I guess as strict and as like kind of a fight camp kind of is stringent like that. They made it really fun and enjoyable, considering we'll locked in. I think it was 8 weeks all up with 16 girls. So, yeah, they made it a lot nicer to be a part of. So, yeah, but that was probably a good highlight. Just watching Nate Diaz fuck with the production was so funny.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds hilarious, and it sounds like something that he would do. Like the Diaz brothers are they do crazy shit. So yeah, definitely sounds like something he would do. I'm curious, cause you know, you're a real fighter in there doing real shit. What do you think about this? Like the money grabs that I feel like are going on in the fighting world. Like, what do you think about those? How do you feel about those? Like, like we saw the Jake Paul Tyson fight. Now there's the backlash where Tyson's like, you know, I could have actually knocked you out, but there was this that went on. So how do you look at stuff like that
Yeah.
goes on?
Yeah, I don't agree with it. I think these fighters like Mike, even Nate, who are the other big fighters like Tyrone, they're all giving these YouTubers like opportunities to fight them. And I just don't, and especially some of them, like they don't need the money. They're not like broke fighters. So I hate that they're giving these YouTubers a platform to say that they beat them. It really irks me. If everyone just stonewalled them, they wouldn't be coming into our sport and making a mockery of it. No, like these names don't need to fight for the money. They've already got money, so why they're kind of selling out, giving these opportunities to these little douchebags and letting them make a mockery of our sport it doesn't sit well with me. But um, yeah, and I couldn't imagine how much money you'd have to pay me to make me lose to someone. I like that's just it's not a fighter. That's not in my soul. I could not sit well with me. So, yeah, it's a bit disappointing to see Mike Tyson kind of sell out and just lose for some money. It's pretty shit, pretty shit. And I feel like it's pretty shit for the fans as well that thought they were watching a legitimate fight and they weren't. So,
Yeah,
it's
I
going to do nothing but tarnish the sport.
exactly. I mean, Tyson was my hero growing up. Like he was the man, you know what I'm saying? And then like to see that happen and then to hear the backlash, I'm like, come on, Mike. You hurt my whole feelings. My whole chest
Yeah,
hurts.
yeah, and it's just tarnished the sport. Like boxing has such rich history, and you hear of people fixing fights and stuff, but not someone like Mike Tyson to Jake Paul. It's just I couldn't have that loss on my record like that for no amount of money. Like no, yeah, it's shameful. I think, yeah,
I feel it. I think they should definitely be, if you're gonna transition and do something like that, make it something real. Like the uh Nagano Tyson Fury fight. That was some real shit. Even though I mean that, people didn't expect that. People didn't expect Nagano to walk in there and give Tyson Fury you know, a real run. And I don't even think Tyson Fury expected it. I don't
sorry,
even think he expected it.
I don't think so either. It was an interesting fight. But yeah, I don't think that one was fixed. I think it was a legitimate fight, and um, yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Jake Paul because he's doing so well for women's boxing. It's really hard to kind of form an opinion on that because he's done such a good job giving women an opportunity to fight for money that they're worth, giving them a platform to fight. Um, but then goes and like does these weird fixed fights. Like it's hard. I'm like torn because I'm like I think it's amazing what he's doing for women, but then in turn he's kind of making a mockery of the sport as well. So it's really hard for me to have an opinion on it all because I'm torn. But yeah,
Really.
I guess his saving grace is what he's been doing for women's in boxing um, and the opportunities he's been able to put together for these women, and especially the last card with actually one of my friends, Shanika Johnson. She just fought and won became unified champion. I can't remember what weight division it was, but yeah, and that was on the Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor fight card. So that was an amazing fight card. It was a really good,
Yeah.
all women fighting for titles. It was fucking awesome. So then Jake Paul does these weird fights with Mike Tyson and these other fighters, and then puts on such amazing fights for the girls. So it's really hard to hate the guy because he's doing
I
such
get
a
it.
good
I know.
job.
I know.
Yeah,
I
he's
get
got
it.
me torn. I guess that's what he wants. That's his way of giving back, maybe. He's like, hey, I'm making money and I'm doing it this way, and it's in order to be able to put it back into this side of the sport. So maybe there's a method to the madness.
What do you think about the crazy uh new sport that's making a wave? I think it's one of the dumbest things I ever seen in my whole life. But the slap league. What do you think about the slap league?
I hate it. Ah. It's disgusting. It's disgraceful. It's just brain damage and CTE waiting to happen. And I know what kind of money they're paying these. They can't even call them fighters or athletes. Some fighters are competing in it, and I hate that they are. I hate that they're giving it a platform. I hate that they're even involving in it. But it's typical of the UFC. It's typical of Dana White to take advantage of people that need money and make the money off of the back of brain damage is, the UFC motto. So I don't like it. And, when it first came out, they offered me to compete in it. And I think they offered me $10,000. And um, I obviously said no. I don't think there's a price you could put on my brain damage, like willingly letting someone hit me. It's different, like in boxing or in fighting in general. Like, I'm not trying to get hit. I'm trying to hit them and not get hit. So it goes against every, fiber in my body to stand there and let someone slap me in the face and get a freebie. So, and you're not really paying that much money either. Obviously, they're making bank because it's such a stupid sport and people want to see these stupid sports. But yeah, I don't know. I really don't. I really dislike it, and I just don't even know how it's been kind of approved as a sport and it's been able to go on because it's just brain damage waiting to happen.
And
It
I'm
doesn't
sure
sit well with me.
and I'm sure at some point uh when people do get hurt from it, there's probably gonna be people that try to do lawsuit shit, but they probably got themselves protected
Mm.
already because of the people that are in charge of it. So it's kind of fucked up. Um, and I think all it really is good for is making goofy social media reels. That's pretty much all I see is just goofy reels where you're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like that just happened, and then people do the AI reels where they slap them and then they like turn into something else. I don't know if you've seen those, but they're out there. They're
No.
silly, goofy ass shit. But yeah, I'm not a fan of it. So yeah,
Yeah.
I was curious of your take
No.
on it. Um, I
Yeah.
also
It's anything that Dana White has his fingers in is just gonna be making money for them and taking advantage of fighters. So it's not
yeah
good.
yeah. I think I heard his voice on a random commercial recently. I think it's a Jeep commercial. Pretty sure it was his
Mm.
voice. I'm not sure if I saw it. I'm pretty sure I heard his voice on a Jeep commercial. But sports in general, um, you were into sports growing up. What was the sports like how is sports pushed in Australia or Tasmania? How is it pushed there as opposed to like the US? Because the US makes it like it's like like a huge major situation. Like is it the same type of thing there, or is it more like not really?
We're big on sports, but we're not like it's not pushed as heavy in schools like it is in the US. It's like you can go to like a sport dominated school and get like a scholarship and things like that, but it's nowhere near as big and prominent as the US. I don't like I grew up in Tasmania though, so it was a little bit different there, but I don't it's nowhere near as big as the US. So like even when I was in Denver, I went to a training facility there. It was like a football training facility. And there were like kids there that were like 6 or 7 that were doing, these dynamic warm-ups, doing like personal training with, these really good coaches. And you don't see that in Australia. You see like 6 or 7 year olds doing like their little forward roll somersaults and like kind of like jungle gym kind of training and stuff like that as a kid. You don't see um like high performance kind of coaching like that for a 7 year old like you do like I have in the US. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what, like if I had that at 7, I can't imagine how good I would be now. So Australia is definitely very far behind, doesn't take, I guess, sport as seriously as America does.
Yeah. I was gonna ask. So you've been to multiple places in the U.S. Have you ever been to Milwaukee? By the way, have you? You know, Milwaukee is where, um, we got Rufus Sport here, and the Pettis brothers are from here. Like, I actually went to high school
Mhm.
with the Pettis brothers, actually.
Cool. Small world.
Yeah, I'm actually like their oldest brother, who is not like one of the ones that fought in the UFC or Bellator or anything like that. He actually was in my grade, and then they came a little bit after. But at one point in time, I thought about doing the MMA shit, and I talked to Anthony about it and what it would take and the dedication. He's like, "Well, if you really want to actually do it and compete, like you got to put your life into it." And I'm like, "Oh man, well, I'm big on music. I kind of wanted a balance, and I probably couldn't do it. So I never ended up even going down that route. But we actually had a conversation on the podcast with Sergio before he had uh, fought for the Bellator title, and
hmm
it was cool talking to him. And his brother, actually the guy I knew, actually set that whole thing up. But yeah, so yeah, I was curious if you ever had been here.
No,
Uh,
I've never been to Milwaukee. I've been to a bunch of places. Like I fought in Houston, Vegas. I used to travel and train in San Diego a lot, so spent a lot of time there. Colorado, Philadelphia was my last fight in the US.
do you have a favorite?
And
Do you have a favorite spot in the U.S. that you've been?
I really enjoyed the people in Philadelphia. They were really lovely. They're like kind of like I don't know, like Australians, like with that don't give a fuck attitude, and they just it wasn't fake. It wasn't like fake interactions. And I really enjoyed the people there. It was fucking cold though. It was so cold.
Oh well,
Um,
don't come to Wisconsin ever in the winter. Then never.
yeah.
We have the worst winters, damn near in the whole fucking
Oh, good to
country.
know.
It's
Good to know.
bad. It's bad here.
Yeah. But I really did enjoy San Diego because we're in Chula Vista, right on the border of TJ and San Diego. So I used to go over the border and go into Mexico all the time with all of my training partners and spend a lot of time there. And I just love the culture and I love the food and um, I made like family over there now, so I haven't been over there to see them in a long time, which
Oh,
sucks. But yeah, I really probably San Diego is my favorite. It is almost like an American version of Australia, like with the weather and the beaches and things like that. So it was kind of like a home away from home for me. But yeah, that's up there, San Diego and then Philadelphia for sure.
that's what's up. When you were in Philadelphia, did you go to any of the legendary cheesesteak spots?
We did actually. I can't remember which one it was, but uh, what I'm trying to think of his first name, Gambino. Um, we call him
Geno's.
Gino. Yeah, we went to Gino's, but with the Cannelloni, Johnny Cannelloni. He was a
Oh,
fighter on the card. So yeah, we went there and had pizza um and Philly cheesesteaks and stuff. It was really good. It was fucking cold though, but it was really good. We're all like out on the
yeah,
street. There's like a line up for hours to get these cheesesteaks. So
yeah.
but yeah, it was good atmosphere. It was when the footy game was on as well. And so
Okay.
yeah, it was a very big event, and there were people everywhere. So it was a cool, I guess, experience for my friend who hadn't been to the US before either. So he really enjoyed it.
That's what's up. Last time I was in Philly, we got recommended to eat at this spot called Delisandro's. I'm not even hating on
Yeah, I think that
Delisandro's.
might have been one of them that we went to.
So we waited 45 minutes
Yeah.
in line to eat at Delisandro's. I had I had somehow sprained both my ankles that day. I don't even know how I did it. I was like I had a show there during the daytime. I somehow sprained both my ankles. We stopped at this random food spot before the show, and then at the show, these
Yeah.
people are telling us go to Delisandro's. That's the best Philly cheesesteak in Philly. So we go there, wait 45 minutes. I could barely stand on my legs, and then we get it. I eat it. It's decent, but the best still to this day, the best Philly cheesesteaks I've ever had. There's one in Marquette, Michigan, of all places, which is people would never, ever expect it. There's one in Marquette, Michigan, at this place called Sandoz, and then there's another one here in Milwaukee called Sinbad's. Oh, there you are. Thought I
Sorry,
lost. Thought I.
phone.
It's all
My
good.
phone overheated.
Oh, snap. That only happens to me when I'm randomly driving on tour. It's the only time it happens.
I just put my phone in the fridge to try and cool it down. I'm so sorry. It just all of a sudden just shut off and says your phone's too hot.
It's crazy. Well, I'm glad I got you back. So hopefully we'll be able to make it happen for just a little bit longer. Um,
Okay.
but yes, yeah. So anyway, Philly talk, all that goodness. But I've never actually, even though I have producer friends in Australia, I've never actually been there myself. So my question is top food spot in Brisbane and Tasmania. Because I'm a foodie. I love food. I'm big on food. So top food spot in Brisbane and
Oh,
Tasmania.
oh. My
I
friend had
know.
a really, I know it's really hard. My friend had an Italian restaurant here in Brisbane, but he's just closed it down. Yeah, just and it was so good. The steak there was really, really good. It was called Barolos. But I'm trying to think of a new spot that I enjoy. Um, there's a Thai place that's pretty good, but I don't know. Like it's hard now because that was like my go-to spot. Now I just go to his house and he cooks me the steak there.
There you go. You got your own personal hookup then.
Yeah, I do. And Tasmania, God, it's not really any good food places there that I used to go to. I haven't lived there in so long, so um, there is like it's like a an outdoor event venue place where there's all food vans and stuff that all rock up to the same spot in
Oh,
Launceston,
okay.
and they've got a good smokehouse. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, they do all smoked meats and big burgers and things like that. That's really nice, but. Yeah, look, there's not that many spots now that I can think of. There is, oh, actually, okay, in Brisbane, there is one. I lie. It's called the Fed, and it's like a big industrial shed, and it's kind of similar to the one in Launceston. Got all different restaurants and stuff, and there is a Sugar Creek Smokehouse, and they do really good beef brisket and
Hmm.
mac and cheese and things like that. So yeah, and then there's a tequila bar right next door, so I get all my margaritas from there. So it's pretty good.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of frozen margaritas. I love them very much. Um, it's pretty much my go-to. But uh, okay, so what other things? I mean, you've been fighting for a minute now, but what other things uh do you love to do? What other aspirations do you have?
hmm
Type of yeah, like what other things are you into?
I'm really big into animals, collecting animals. I don't know if you can.
I was gonna say that because I've seen you with a lot of animals.
Yeah, I'm going to show you. I've got little baby goats out here. Here's a baby goat, and there's another one. And there's mum. And
Yeah,
there's dad over there, if you can see him.
yeah.
Yeah, so I collect animals.
But it totally
So
reminds me of
kind of tend to,
like like my girlfriend is totally animal collector. Like she just randomly bought a lizard the other day, just random.
yeah,
So I
I
get it.
love that. Yeah. Us girls, we have a lot of we love animals, love collecting them. I think I got to I think when did I start getting more and more animals? Like 30. And I realized I was an adult and I could just get animals. Like I didn't have to ask my mum and dad for permission. I'm like, what have I been doing my whole like adulthood? Why haven't I collected more animals? So now I'm collecting them.
There you go. Well, my daughters would love your spot because they love animals too. They love to they've been begging me to get more animals and I'm like, "Well, I tour a lot and when you're at your mom's spot, I then have to take care of all the animals that
Hmm.
you want me to get."
Yeah.
So it then becomes
Yeah.
on my shoulders. And if I'm not home, then I got to get pet sitters. It's just a whole different situation. So, but I also love animals.
Yeah.
I just don't have the means at the moment to
Yeah.
care for them like you do with I mean, you got a whole like goat area in your backyard. Like you just
And I have two teenage boys that when I need to go away, they stay and they look after the dogs and the cats and the goats. So
there you go.
I have slaves now. It's great.
What was the balance? How were you able to balance uh being as involved in the fighting world as you were and also being a mother to two sons?
Mm. It's very hard. You have to have like a strict routine. And like it helps to have family that can help out. So like when I used to have to travel over to the US for my fight camps, I had family and friends that would help look after them. But it's difficult. It's hard to kind of switch from mummy to fighter. And try and find the time to, enjoy your kids and still chase your dreams. So it's not easy, but I think like it was worth it in the long run to show my kids, like if you have a dream and you want to chase it, you go for it, and you've got to sacrifice a lot of things. But yeah, look, it's not sunshine and rainbows and lollipops. I tell you that it's been very tricky, and I think I did all right though. Like, they've grown up to be very lovely young men. So I think I did something right. Well, I hope so.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually
Uh,
saw in the documentary that they were into uh fighting and training themselves. Is that still a thing that they're into or
no, they stopped jiu-jitsu. They got into basketball for a bit there. And my youngest wanted to do some boxing, but I don't really want to spar or fight yet. I just don't think it's great to take punches to the brain just yet. So,
I feel you.
but yeah, I'm kind of a bit sad that they've stopped fighting or stopped doing jiu-jitsu. I think it's really important for young kids to learn jiu-jitsu, especially for self-defense and things like that. So I'm hoping I can get them back into it next year. They're just obsessed with basketball right now. So, which I played growing up also. So I get it. I get their obsession.
Is basketball big in Australia? Is it pretty big there or not really?
Um, Yeah, it's pretty big. It's like we have a few Australians that have made it to the NBA, which is really cool. And I never saw that when I was a kid growing up. But yeah, we've got our own kind of league here, NBL one it's called. So,
Hmm.
yeah, it's actually a pretty big sport. That and football, like our rugby league and AFL, Australian Football League, is really big here as well, and soccer also. So. They're probably our main sports.
That's what's up. I didn't know that you guys had like a Australian football league. Like you're talking about like and you're not talking soccer, you're talking about equivalent to like the NFL like that.
It is. It is a crazy sport. So it's AFL, Australian Football League. And so you can handball the ball, like pass it by like bunting it like that. You can kick it to your players. You can tackle, so there's no gear. You can also like mark the ball, so you can jump up and basically put your knees on their shoulders to catch the ball mid-air and things like that. And to score, they kick it through the goalposts. You don't do a touchdown. Um,
Oh,
very athletic sport. It's nuts. You should just watch some AFL highlights on YouTube. You'll love it.
I'm gonna have to check it out because I'm huge on I follow NFL very close, so I'm actually very curious to see this now that you broke it down and explained it. Well, I don't want
It's pretty crazy.
so I don't want your phone to overheat. I basically just have one more wrap up question to you. If you were able to talk to the younger generation of upcoming fighters, children, kids, what is something that you would tell them to try to inspire them to follow their passion and lead them into that direction?
It would be to just keep going, no matter what, no matter how hard it gets, no matter what the naysayers say. And the more experience you get in the amateur scene, the better. You should always, put yourself out there, take the hard fights in the amateur scene because it doesn't matter, and get that experience under your belt. But it's nothing good comes easy. It's going to be hard. It's going to push you to your limits, mentally and both physically. But if you love it and it's something that you want to do, just keep, reaching for the stars and don't give up.
I love it. I love it. Beautiful. So thank you again. Let everybody know where they can find you. Oh, also, shout out, you're an ambassador for dang it. What's the name? What's the name?
With dignity.
There you go. And yes, shout out where people can follow you, find you, all that goodness.
Yeah.
So they can be up to date when you are able to announce that next fight.
Yes, you can follow me on Instagram, Rowdy Bec, on TikTok, Rowdy Bec, and X. And on Facebook, it's Rowdy Bec Rawling Rodriguez, I believe it's changed to now. And you can watch my doco fight. Yeah, so check it out and give me some feedback. Comment on my Instagram, let me know what you think of it, and yeah, share it with your people.
There it is. I appreciate you again. This has been the CyphaDen Chat Podcast, presented by CyphaDen Music, where we inspire even those higher. And remember to never stop chasing your dreams, because you will never know what you are fully capable of. I'm your host, Tayamu Denku. Tonight, we had special guest fighter, the one and only Bec Rawling Rodriguez. Make sure you keep tuned for her next fight announcement. It's coming soon. And thanks all for tuning in. And thank you, Bec, once more for being a part of the podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. And sorry about the little technical error there.
It's all good. I'll go in and do the edit thing so I can cut out that giant gap section. But yes, Thank you again. I appreciate it.
Great. Thank you.
All right. You have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.